You. I hope you are well. I'm pretty alright myself. I just realised my mic is off center. Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, or you've forgotten, I am Tokito ASMR. We have reached 1,105 followers, I think, on TikTok. Kinda crazy, kinda crazy, kinda crazy, kinda crazy, kinda crazy. I have finished another book. Reading another book. Today's video will be my thoughts and opinions on the book, as well as rating it in a book that I have. It's hard to explain, words aren't wording. Basically, I have a list of books that I wanted to read by the end of the year, and I rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 hearts, along with a small sentence as to my thoughts on the book. Really not a long sentence, mostly just because there's not a lot of room, which is on me because I just decided after planning out the page that I wanted to do a small sentence on my feelings on the book, so that's on me, really. That was a good one. The book that I have finished reading, that I actually spent today finishing, is Golden Legacy Part 2 by Crazy K. And I don't know how it happened, but it's bent, and I'm not even kidding when I say I would never bend a book on purpose. I put it in my bookshelf. All of my other books are completely fine, but it keeps bending like that. So yeah, it's annoying. But yeah. Actually, I lie. I would bend a book on purpose, but only if I was trying to bend it back to being straight, you know, instead of I'd rather it be like that, you know. I know it's not my fault though. Pretty sure it's not my fault anyway. That's completely beside the point. I'm not gonna lie, the book made me cry a little bit. The ending made me cry. Which, I'm gonna, not a lot of books make me cry, but part 1 and part 2 of Golden Legacy made me cry. Both books. I don't most of the action happens in like books that in a series that come after the first book, if that makes sense. The words are not wording today. So yeah, I definitely would recommend reading both parts personally, mostly because you need the context from part 1 to read part 2, which is the case for most of the time that's the case, but sometimes there are books where it's like the second book is the same story as the first one but it's completely different, if you know what I mean. This is my book where I keep my reading list. I decorated it with stickers myself. This is the front. This is the back. This is my to be read list, not for this year, just like in general. This is how many books I have to read, and I can finally cross off Gone Legacy Part 2. This is my list. So far this year, I've read Where Shadows Bloom, The Stolen Heir, The Prisoner's Throne, How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories. That was a really good one and had really beautiful art. And Golden Legacy Part 1. And here is where I'll be filling in Part 2. This is my pencil case. It has my coloured pencils in it, which I used to fill in the hearts of like the ratings. I think the other ones I picked out their colours carefully, but I think this time I might just like reach in and do it at random. That's a fine liner. Why is that in there? Blue? Have I got this blue? I don't think so, I think we're good. So, as I said, I really liked this book. It was really, really good. So I'm definitely gonna rate this 5 out of 5 hearts. I specifically liked the ending, and spoilers if you haven't read it, well, sort of spoilers. It's not a traditional happy ending, which I kind of liked, because I don't know. And the stupid thing didn't press record when I pressed record, so yeah. But the small sentence that I wrote was, loved the end, which was true. I don't know, I feel like cliche happy endings, they're just, I don't know, I feel like I need a little bit more darkness in the ending, if that makes sense. Makes me sound really sad, but yeah. Overall, it's a really good book. I definitely recommend reading them. Yeah. I think these are the first, like, books that have been, like, part of a set that I've actually liked all of them, / both of them equally. Because I remember with The Stolen Heir and The Prisoner's Throne, it was different, because The Stolen Heir wasn't as good as The Prisoner's Throne. Which is why I rated The Prisoner's Throne 5 out of 5 hearts, and The Stolen Heir was 4 out of 5. Because I need more action to happen quicker, because I just get so impatient. And yeah, so read outside of school, and I didn't really want to. And apparently now I really want to, and I'm at the end of my list. So yeah. So what I have done, because I know that I'll probably find it really hard to pick which book to read next off my to-be-read list, I put this together. This is a plastic capsule that came from like a Lucky Dip thing. I don't really know what it's called, but it had a little prize inside, and so I took the prize out and I wrote down each of the books that I need to read, and I folded them up and I put them in here. And basically, when I finished reading Tithe, I will start picking out books from here. And I'm kind of hoping I'm getting a new notebook to put like my book lists in. So I'm kind of hoping that arrives before I finish Tithe, but I just don't think it will, because yeah. So I might take a break after reading Tithe. I might take a break up from reading, so that way the notebook will come, because I'm not ordering it until the end of the month, because that's when I'll have money to buy it. Yeah. Thank you for listening.